Good evening. Welcome to this year's Meet the Tutor virtual event. My name is Rob Finden and I'm the head of Year 7. I'd just like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the evening, to give you a little bit of information about what you can expect, and also just to update you on some of the amazing things that Year 7 have already been getting up to, as well as give a few reminders of some of the things that we've got coming up. So first of all, tonight is a chance for you to meet your child's form tutor. The form tutor is the person within the school that your child is going to see most often, that they're going to get to know the best, and really it's their most important relationship within the school. They're there to support your child, but also to act as a communication link between us as a school and you as a family. They will see your child every single morning and they will go through the journey of the TPS with them. It's a really, really good opportunity, therefore, for you to start to put a name to a face and to get an idea of who your child's form tutor is and what you can expect for the next 5 years. You'll also have an opportunity to get any kind of frequently asked questions and common points answered. And there'll be a chance later in the evening for you to submit any questions that you might have that are perhaps more detailed, more personal, or that haven't been answered across the evening. So far this year, Year 7 have done an amazing job of settling in. We've absolutely loved seeing the new friendships start to grow between our students and see them start to adapt to life here at TPS. Over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of change and we have been absolutely thrilled with how well Year 7 have coped with it. Firstly, last week saw the start of the sports clubs. I know this was something that for so many of our students they were looking forward to here at Year 7. We've now been able to start a few of our PE clubs, the single year group clubs, and it would be great to see even more Year 7s taking this opportunity to go and get involved with those sports. Last week also saw the rollout of the Chromebooks. Every student in Year 7 has now been issued with their own personal Chromebook, and they've had an opportunity to start to get to grips on this. Over the next few weeks, teachers will be starting to integrate these more into lessons and they'll be using them more and more as a key part of their education over the next 5 years. Such an exciting opportunity for us to pioneer a new way of learning, this idea of blended learning where technology and traditional teaching methods are no longer two separate things, but instead they come together really nicely. One of the things that they've been introduced to is this site, TPS Quad. This is a one-stop shop, a place for students to check everything from the calendar through to their own reward points. We've been amazed at how well Year 7 have already done with reward points. One form alone have already got over 700 reward points. And we've seen students already getting to grips with spending these in the shop and starting to get their hands on their items. We've been so impressed with how well Year 7 have taken, and staff can't say enough nice things about them. We've also had our first interform competition, which was won by 7CE. They're currently holding on to the TPS trophy, but it would be great to see a few other forms start to challenge them over the next few weeks. So very quickly, just a few reminders about things that we've got coming up and different processes that we've got in place. So first of all, back to TPS Quad. As I said, this is a one-stop shop, a place where all kinds of things can be checked. On TPS Quad, students are able to check their reward points, their consequences, but also get all the information about what's going on with and without and outside of school. They get the bulletin, which they can personalise by pinning notifications that they think are important to them or hiding notifications that they don't think have anything to do with them. There's also a calendar on there and a reminder about homework. This is a really, really good place for you as parents to also be able to log on and just have a look and see what's going on within the school. On that note, students can also use this to access loads of services within school, including our wellbeing support. They can book a drop-in appointment with Mr. and Mrs. Laycock, where they'll have an opportunity to talk through anything that might be worrying or concerning them and potentially look to start to foster that really, really important relationship. Once they book it on here, they'll get a reminder and it will also be added to their calendar to help them manage their time effectively. As I also said, Quad gives students an opportunity to be reminded about their homework. All of our homework this year is going to be set on something called Google Classroom. All of the students have already been told how to log into this. They've already been shown and given an opportunity to try it. We've also sent some information home which should help you learn how you can access Google Classroom. All of our homework will be set through Google Classroom, and it's a really good idea for you as a parent to spend some time just logging in and having a look around, getting used to the way that Google Classroom works so that you can best support your child with their homework. I'd also just like to take this chance to have a little bit of a reminder about uniform. We've been absolutely blown away by how fantastic Year 7 are looking and how great their uniform has been so far. We just want to make sure that that high standard is maintained. So if possible, could you just remind students to keep their shirts tucked in and their skirts at the right length? With this, we've obviously had to make some changes this year because of the ongoing situation with COVID. We are asking all students to wear face masks unless they have an exemption card. And we would just ask you as parents to remind your students to make sure that they're bringing and wearing their mask within school. We will of course give out masks if students forget or their masks get broken or damaged. But we will have to start issuing consequences if people are routinely forgetting their masks, the same way that we would for any other item of uniform. So please, 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 can you make sure that you're reminding your child to be wearing their mask at all times? Lastly, before I sign off and hand you over to your tutor, I'd just like to remind you of the way that this whole system can work. So your child's form tutor is an absolute font of knowledge. As I've said before, they're the person who's going to get to know your child the best, and they'll see them every day and have a really great idea of what's going on in their education. So they should really be your first port of call with any questions or concerns that you might have. If you'd like to take things a little bit further, you're not sure that the tutor is the right person, then please, of course, feel free to email me. My email is robert.findon@priory.hearts.sch.uk, and I will endeavour to get back to you all. But often I might ask tutors to be that first line of communication as well. So please, don't worry if they're the person who contacts you instead of me. I hope you have a great evening, and I'm also around and will be helping tutors answer any questions that may come their way. But we would just ask that anything really personal doesn't come out in the session that you have with the tutor, but we save those and you can either email those in directly to myself or to the form tutors. I hope you have a great evening, and it's great to get to speak to you all again. Thank you. Good night.